Okay, let's be real for a second. Do you ever feel like you're just an actor in your own life? Like you're reading lines from a script that you never even got to write? Well, today we're going to crack that whole thing wide open. We're talking about a super powerful hack to help you break free and finally find your own voice. You know the feeling, right? You're at a party, maybe a work event, whatever. You're surrounded by people, but you are stuck in the exact same conversational loop. So, what do? How do you know the host? It is exhausting. And it almost feels like you're not even really there. And here's the thing. In a way, you're absolutely right. We all use these little social scripts to get through conversations. They're safe, they're predictable. But man, they can also feel like a cage, trapping you in some role instead of just letting you be, well, you. But the good news, you are so not alone in feeling this way. And even better news, there's a way to just tear up that script. It's time to break out of the box. It's time to rattle some bones. See, to escape, we first got to understand what's holding us back. It's not just some vague feeling of social awkwardness. It's a cage we've kind of built for ourselves, one boring social script at a time. So this brings us to this really cool concept from our source material called the skeleton twist. I want you to think of all your social expectations, that fear of being judged, the pressure to be polite, to say the right thing. Think of all that as a ribcage. I mean, it's there to protect you, right? But it can also become a prison. And what's rattling around inside that ribcage? Your skeleton, the real you. All your quirks, your passions, your weird stories, the authentic, totally unscripted you that is just dying to break free and maybe do a little dance. But the more we hide behind that safe, boring social script, the more rigid that ribcage of ours gets. And the bones start to feel less like a part of you and way more like a prison. The ribs just lock together, turning your own protective instincts into this literal cage that keeps your authentic self from ever really showing up to the party. So the big question is, if you're trapped inside your own skeleton, how in the world do you find the key? How do you rattle those bones and finally break free? The key is this simple, but honestly game-changing technique called the off-script hack. It's all about intentionally breaking the social pattern, ripping a page out of that invisible instruction manual, and just doing the unexpected. And it is so much simpler than you think. When the conversation hits that classic awkward pause, just go off script. Instead of another predictable question, tell a tiny 2-sentence story about that treehouse you had as a kid. Or do a quick funny impression of someone. Anything. Now, the goal here is not to be a comedian, okay? It's just to be you. It's about offering a little glimpse of the real person behind the social mask, sharing something that is undeniably, authentically, and kind of beautifully unrehearsed. And the psychology behind this is so cool. As our source material explains, going off script actually encourages you to let your guard down. See, when you share something real, something vulnerable, you give everyone else permission to do the same. And that can completely change the vibe of the entire conversation. I mean, the contrast is just stark. The on-script you is caged. You're rehearsed, you're garnered, you're predictable. But the off-script you, that person is free. They're authentic, a little vulnerable, and because of that, totally memorable. At the end of the day, socializing isn't supposed to be a performance. The off-script hack is basically your permission slip to just stop acting and start actually connecting with people. To show the world the real, interesting person you actually are. So, as you head into your next conversation, your next party, your next meeting, just remember, you're the one holding the key to your own cage. The only question left is, what script will you break first?